Hey everyone, good to see you all, and we will get started. So we're going to start these sessions a little differently, maybe from now on if people like it, but just a check-in with yourself before we even get started. So let's start with you can close your eyes or soften your eyes, and let's get started first checking in with the body. Let's check in with the head, the neck, maybe move the neck around a little bit. Check in with the shoulders, how the shoulders feeling. Are they up by the ears, or are they relaxed down the back? How's your spine feeling? How's your torso, your belly, your pelvis, your legs, ankles, feet, toes? How is it all feeling right now? Just notice whatever's going on in your body right now and let it be. And then, how about your emotions? How are you feeling today at this moment? What feelings maybe have been coming up today or are coming up now? Just notice and acknowledge your feelings, your emotions, and let them be. And then your thoughts. What are your thoughts today? What are your thoughts right now? Be the observer of your thoughts. How do your thoughts feel at this moment? Or what are you thinking at this moment? Or has there been something on your mind keep coming back? Just notice whatever thoughts. You're the observer. You're not the thought. And then your energy level. Where are you right now energetically? Do you feel really energetic, high energy, low, somewhere in the middle? Acknowledge your energy level and honor it today. And then your breath. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. How does the breath feel today? Take a couple more breaths. Can you feel the breath all the way down to the pelvic floor? Can you feel your rib cage expand? How does your breath feel today? And then coming back to the body. How does the body feel right now? In the space, whatever, if you're sitting down or standing up, or if you're doing some activity while you're listening, how does the body feel in the space that you're in right now? The sounds, the smells, whatever those are, just notice. And come back to the space. Just a little calming and ready for our topic today, which is all about anatomy. So I'm going to share my screen. And this, here we go. So Q&A today, we are talking about anatomy. What kind of anatomy? Well, we're going to be talking about pelvic floor anatomy, because it's really important to be able to picture in your mind what is going on with the pelvic floor, what it looks like, and how it feels. So I have a little picture. We're going to be starting. So think about the pelvic floor as 3 layers, and I'll come up with this picture here. So here's a side view. Let's look at that first. So you got your spine coming down, and then you have your pelvic floor muscles at the bottom. So at one end, at the back end, it attaches to the tailbone. At the front end, it's right at your pubic bone. And you can feel that as I talk you through those attachments. And then on side to side, and we'll look at that in a moment, it actually attaches to your sit bones. So here you have those layers of the pelvic floor. And then you have your bowel here in the back and your anal sphincter. Then you have your uterus, if you have a uterus, here and the vaginal opening. And then in front of that is the bladder and your urethral opening. So that's a side view showing the internal organs. And then this is a bottom view. So if you were looking at a mirror below you, this is what you'd be looking at, of course, without the skin, to see the musculature. So from here, let me move this over here. We have the, you're looking at this from the lower part. So here's the attachments again. So here's the pubic bone right here in the front of the pelvis. And then here you have your tailbone where it attaches. So you can feel these bones pretty easy, just pressing a little bit. And then you have, they call them the ischial tubercles, but a lot of people call them their sit bones. Those are those two bony protrusions that you sit on in a chair that you can kind of feel. And you can actually feel those with your hands. And then also looking from the bottom, we'll go from front to back. So here again, you have your urethral sphincter, and then you have your vaginal opening. And so you can see there's a set of muscles that kind of are circular around those two openings. This is for a person with a uterus. And then here you have your anal sphincter. And then also you have musculature that goes around them. And then you can see, it's in an almost triangle, or two triangles almost from here to here and here to here, that attaches. So you have attachments going across, and then you have attachments going around that attach. And they're basically 3 layers of muscle. They're they're interwoven. They're almost like weaving. They're not like separate layers. They're interwoven with each other. So these are the layers of the pelvic floor muscles. I want you to imagine that, because we'll be doing some breathing exercises, and I'd like you to have that picture in your mind, what the musculature looks like and the attachments to the bony structures of our pelvis. Okay, and I'm going to stop sharing here. So from here, if you have rolled up, I like to use a rolled up washcloth like this. I just take it out, I fold it in half, and then I roll it up to make a little tube. Now you could use a squishy ball. You don't have to have something, but sometimes this gives you really good feedback for the pelvic floor. So basically, I want you to put it where your underwear is, from the front pubic bone to the back tailbone. So coming across like this, sitting on it. Like I said, you could use a squishy ball, but you don't have to have something. But I'm going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to have it between my legs here. All right, and I'm going to sit on it, and we'll do some of our breathing. So if you haven't been with me before, part of a very strong and healthy pelvic floor is to really use the breath for expanding and contracting those muscles. And this is a good way to learn to relax those muscles, because a strong pelvic floor, you need to relax, right? If your bicep was always like this all the time, it would get very tired, correct? So you need to be able to relax that bicep muscle or tighten it, but we don't stand around like this having that muscle engaged all the time. That's why it's very important. The pelvic floor is the same way. We don't want those muscles engaged all the time. We want to use those muscles for things like, with your arms, you're lifting, but also the pelvic floor is lifting, right? It is holding up those internal organs. So let's go ahead and try. You can close or soften the eyes if you wish. You're sitting on something or on the chair. This is the easiest way to learn to connect with the pelvic floor, is by sitting. You can do this lying down also, or standing, but it's nice to get that feedback of the chair or the washcloth on a chair as you breathe. So with eyes closed or softened, take an inhale through the nose. I want you to feel the diaphragm drop, and I want you to feel the pelvic floor drop into the chair or the washcloth if you're using one. And then on the exhale, feel the diaphragm lift, and I want you to feel the pelvic floor lift. So inhale through the nose. The diaphragm is dropping, the pelvic floor is dropping. And then as you exhale, everything is lifting. And the belly comes in also. And that can help. If you pull the belly in too tight though, or if you walk around with your abdominal muscles always belly button to spine in, it makes it difficult for that pelvic floor to lift. So we want to inhale and exhale, feel that lift. The belly softly comes in because there's more room. When you take that inhale, your belly area needs room for those internal organs, right? And that's why it pooches out some when you take that inhale. And then as you exhale, everything lifts and everything comes in. Good. This is the first, for any of my students that I teach with weak pelvic floors, this is the first thing we learn to do is to breathe using that pelvic floor, because you're actually moving the muscles up and down. You're also increasing blood flow to those muscles, right? And you might feel it actually in the pelvic bones. If you take a deep breath, can you feel the sit bones expand a little bit? Maybe not so much front to back, but side to side. Good. Good. Take some more nice deep breaths right into that pelvic floor. This creates that brain connection to the pelvic floor. Now we're going to try something else with our feet. Now, when you inhale, I want you to, since we're all sitting, I want you to press down with the feet as you inhale, and exhale, relax the feet and legs and the pelvic floor and the abdomen. So take an inhale, press with the feet into the floor, feel the pelvic floor move down, feel everything expand. And then as you exhale, you probably can see me, I'm getting a little taller as I press with the feet a little bit. And I'm actually making more space for my pelvic floor to come down into the chair. And then exhale. Notice that connection of the feet, because the feet are directly connected to that bladder area and pelvic floor area through the bottom of the feet. Inhale, feet pressing into the floor, take an inhale and exhale. Good. Imagine that picture I showed you of your anatomy of your pelvic floor and your pelvis. Take an inhale. Really imagine all those layers of muscles moving downward, and on the exhale, they're lifting up with the diaphragm. Good. A few more deep inhales and exhales. And exhale. Good. All right. Now I want you to go ahead and stand up. All right, we're going to stand here. And I want you to have, oh, I guess we won't see my feet from here, but stand up and spread your feet about, a little wider than your hips. All right. And then from here, while you're standing, as you inhale, and hopefully you're not on a slippy floor. If you're on a slippy floor, maybe you could take your socks off, or if you have shoes on, it should work fine. So on the inhale, while you're standing, go ahead and press away with the feet, like they're pressing away from each other. And as you exhale, relax. Good. As you inhale, feel the feet press away, but the feet aren't moving. Just feel like the feet want to get away from each other, okay? And then relax. So as you do this, see if you can feel those two sit bones maybe make a little more space, like they're stretching apart as you press the feet away. Good. And exhale. Maybe next week I'll have some more room. I can stand up so you can see me standing. But here we'll spread the feet, feel the feet pull away from each other, and then relax. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite. So you're standing on your feet, and on the inhale, I want you to feel the feet like they're pulling together towards center, but the feet aren't moving. But I want you to feel the feet pulling together. So as you inhale, pull together. Now, do you feel those two sit bones moving a little closer? And exhale, relax away. Good. Inhale, pull the feet together. And then exhale, relax everything. Relax the legs, relax the pelvic floor. Good. Inhale, pull the feet together, the pelvic floor moves down the diaphragm, and then exhale, everything relaxes and moves up. Good. One more. Inhale, pull the feet together. Feel the pelvic floor drop, the abdomen drop, and exhale, and then relax. So this is something you could do every day, maybe 5 minutes a day. Do some breathing exercises, feeling the pelvic floor moving. Imagine what that anatomy looks like and think about the connections to the pelvis. And as you make, and do the movements with the feet too, and see if you can really feel the pelvic floor move with the sit bones, right? And then maybe they come closer. So you're stretching the muscles side to side and then coming back in. Yeah. But we're moving those sit bones along with the pelvic floor. And it's almost like you're pulling and then releasing. And then when we bring the feet together, we're loosening and then letting it stretch back. So like a rubber band, you know, you're moving those muscles with the bones that they're attached to. So next week, we'll do the pubic bone and the tailbone, doing some movements that maybe moves the muscles front and back. This time we did side to side by using our feet. So is there any questions about anatomy, pelvic floor anatomy? You can put it in the chat. Let me check, see Facebook. I don't see anything there. If you have any questions or questions later, put them in, send me a message at harrisvilleyoga1@gmail.com, or if you're in the Menopause Tour Facebook group, go ahead and put some comments in there. I appreciate your messages. If you have any questions, I can answer them next week. And like I said, next week, we're going to be working on we'll go over the anatomy again, and then we'll actually work with the pubic bone and the tailbone moving with the pelvic floor. So, all right, everybody, it was such a joy spending this time with you. I hope I'm getting your questions answered. And if you, like I said, reach out to me if you have any questions, or if there's any topic that you really want me to cover on these Zooms. All right. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Same time, 7 p.m. Take care. Bye-bye.